Yo, what's good, my people? It's your boy Big Chris, aka the Compton Animator, and I'm here to give you people another WWE review. So tonight we're reviewing WWE Smackdown for December 13th, 2013. There's a lot of 13s in there, and yeah, reviewing this week's Smackdown. Also, at the end of this video, I'm gonna give my TLC pay-per-view for TLC 2013. This week's show opens up with Daniel Bryan versus Erick Rowan. We get a pretty good match right here with Daniel Bryan and Erick Rowan. A very physical, high-paced match here. You got Luke Harper on the outside, Bray Wyatt on the outside, and you get a lot of running between Daniel Bryan. At the end of the match, Daniel Bryan, sorry people, my allergies are messing up, but Daniel Bryan, gets both Luke Harper and Erick Rowan outside of the ring, and he runs and jumps into both of them, and then before he throws him out of the ring, and he's ready to try and run into both of them, but he gets tripped by Bray Wyatt, and the referee sees it and calls for disqualification, and Daniel Bryan ends up winning the match by DQ. But when Daniel Bryan gets up and turns around, the Wyatt family go on attack and they start beating up Daniel Bryan. So Luke Harper is getting ready to throw Erick Rowan into Daniel Bryan into the corner. Daniel Bryan jumps out of the way and Erick Rowan ends up flying off the corner, and before he dodges Luke Harper, gets out of the ring and does a running knee to Bray Wyatt, who's sitting in a chair, and even breaks part of Bray Wyatt's rocking chair. So that was a pretty good match and a pretty good end segment right there. A lot of high energy during the whole match, and it was especially fun seeing Bray Wyatt take a running knee while sitting inside of a rocking chair. So that was pretty cool. Next we get the Real Americans, who come to the ring, and Zeb Culture cuts this promo talking about basically how Mexicans are coming here, and they're still in our holiday, and he saw one that says Feliz Navidad to him, and he looked like a brown Santa Claus or some shit like that. He was basically clowning him, and he said something about how Santa Claus is coming from the North Pole and sneaking into our country and stuff. So it was a pretty funny promo at the beginning. Then we get a match with the Real Americans and Cody Rhodes and Goldust, Rhodes Brothers. And another fun, high-energy match here. This was a really fun match. Both teams are very great working together, and, they just been keeping up the tag team division very well these past few months. And we actually get a win from the Real Americans here. After Cody Rhodes is on the outside, and he's dealing with, I think, who was it? He's dealing with Jack Swagger. He gets back in the ring and gets ready to go for a moonsault. He gets pulled down by Antonio Cesaro and gets an uppercut for his troubles. So yeah, then he gets pinned for the 1-2-3, and the Real Americans get the win here. Later in the night, we find out that the Real Americans, Cody Rhodes and Goldust, Rey Mysterio and Big Show, and then Ryback and Curtis Axel are all going to have a fatal 4-way match at the pay-per-view. So yeah, Real Americans win there. Let's see. Okay, next we get a segment with Wade Barrett, Bad News Barrett as he's being called now, and he basically talks about how the fans who voted for the Slammies are nothing, and they voted for champions that they can never be and stuff like that. It was a pretty good segment right here. He's believing in himself during this whole thing, and as long as he puts up and he just goes with it, I think, I don't think it'll stick, but I think that, this will get him back into the limelight. And they're putting him on TV, so, something's better than nothing, is my case. So next we get Mark Henry versus Damien Sandow. Very, very short match. Damien Sandow gets counted out, and Mark Henry wins by countout. So Big E, who's sitting on the outside doing commentary, throws Damien Sandow back in. Mark Henry slams him. Not the world strongest slams, but I think he just hits him, not slam him. And then he gets ready to throw him into the ropes to do another move. And Damien Sandow elbows Big E while Big E's on top of the outside of the ropes. And both Mark Henry and Big E is pissed off about this, while Damien Sandow runs out the ring, and then Big E proceeds to chase Damien Sandow. So yeah, it was okay for story wise, but nothing really there in the match wise. Next we get AJ Lee and Tamina versus let me see if there's anything before that. Okay, no. Next we get AJ Lee and Tamina versus the Bella Twins. An okay match here. I might save this one I'm about to say for the TLC predictions, but man, AJ Lee is it's something that somebody brought to my attention. But like I was thinking about this, but something that somebody brought to my attention about how she's been in these last few months or last few weeks, and you could tell that something has changed with her. And I think I said something about it in one of my other videos, but what somebody said made perfect sense to me, and I think that's exactly what the WWE are doing to her right now. But I'll talk about it when I do my predictions. But we get an okay match here. Nothing big out of both teams and stuff like that. The AJ Lee and Tamina pick up the win here after AJ Lee puts the Black Widow on one of the Bellas. So then, let's see. Then we get John Cena, who comes out and addresses the crowd about the TLC match and basically says the same thing that he's been saying for the past 3 weeks about how this match is important. Randy Orton's nothing. Randy Orton doesn't have nuts and stuff like that. It was an average promo at best to me, and it just didn't really. What happened on Monday main event, what hyped me up for TLC, this brought my hype back down because it was just nothing to it. It was just the average promo cut by him. Next we get Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns versus the Usos in a tag team match with Dean Ambrose on commentary. A very good match right here. Dean Ambrose was very good on commentary, very funny and very informative on commentary. But the Usos in the Shield in this match were very fun. They were high paced and stuff like that. The Usos were very good here. You get a very nice Samoan slam or Samoan drop. I think it's a Samoan drop. Yeah, Samoan backdrop, whatever you call it, on Seth Rollins, and almost get a 3 count with the Usos. So it was very close to a 3 count. Usos almost won this match, and it was a very fun match right here. And ends up coming up with the Shield getting the win after both of the Usos on the outside, and one of them takes a spear, like pushes the Uso who's tagged in out of the way so he can take a spear, but the Shield end up getting over in the head anyway. My allergies is really fucking up. The Shield ended up getting over anyway, and then what I want to say, so Seth Rollins ends up bringing one of the Usos into the ring and does the time to go to sleep thing about that CM Punk does, and he puts him up for the GTS, but doesn't do it. He just basically throws him off his shoulders, and Roman Reigns hits him with a spear and goes for the pin. So yeah, the Shield wins here. Pretty good match right here. Very good match, matter of fact. And you had a lot of stuff that was just pretty good right there. Then CM Punk comes on a Titantron, and he cuts a promo where the Shield usually cuts their promos, and basically says how the odds are totally against him, and there's really no way he can come out winning this match. But what he's going to do is he's going to try to take as many of the Shield down with him as he can. Basically the same thing he said for the past week or so, but just a new place to say it at, and just more bravado and more anger to say it with. So it came off very good. It was a very quick and fun promo from CM Punk, and he also did the whole little thing where believe in the best in the world. So that was pretty fun to hear them say that. Next we get Rey Mysterio and the Big Show versus Ryback and Curtis Axel in a no, not that. That's tripping. And we get Big Show versus Ryback, and Rey Mysterio's on the outside and Curtis Axel's on the outside for their different teams. Pretty short match here with Big Show getting a wig by chokeslam, and then Curtis Axel goes to attack Big Show, but ends up getting tripped and getting 619 done on him by Rey Mysterio, then getting knocked out by the Big Show. So yeah, pretty quick match here, and you get Big Show and Rey Mysterio get just in the ring cheering and stuff. I call them Biggie Smalls or No Knees, since both of them is having knee problems. Shit, this video is gonna be a little bit long. Next we get Kofi Kingston versus Alberto Del Rio in a no match really. The match never gets started because the Miz comes out and does his finisher on Kofi, shocks Kofi and does his finisher on him. So Kofi's knocked out on the outside of the ring. I was actually interested in this match at first because you were going to get Kofi Kingston, who got beat up by Alberto Del Rio because Alberto Del Rio was very aggressive and he was very angry about what happened to him on a Raw before that. And then you was going to have Kofi Kingston, who was having a very aggressive match on a Raw this week. So it was going to be two aggressive guys here in this match that had something to prove that was ready to go against each other. So I was very interested in this match, but we never get it. We just get the Miz comes out and does his finisher on Kofi, and that's it. So yeah, the match never happens. Shit. Next we get Randy Orton comes to the ring. First we get Michael Cole talks about how he did his weekly interview things for Triple H and stuff like that, and then what do you call it? He just says basically that he's going to let Randy Orton apologize, and Randy Orton comes to the ring and tells Triple H to come to the ring. He apologizes, shows some footage of what happened, and says it wasn't his fault, but he still apologized for it anyway. Triple H accepts his apology and says this is going to be the only time I'm going to do this. And then Randy Orton proceeds to show Triple H him being down, and then John Cena standing with the Authority while Randy Orton is on the ground and says, "What is this about? And do you have faith in me?" And Triple H basically says, "Well, I have," what do you say? Something about, "I have faith in the right thing will happen," or some shit like that. Oh, he says, "We know exactly where my faith lies," and he just smiles and walks out the ring, and that's the end of the show. As far as the show goes for the night, I give it a straight B minus probably. I mean, I'm skewing towards a B minus, but there were certain things tonight that was very fun to watch, like the Shield versus Usos, the Rhodes brothers versus the Real Americans, Daniel Bryan versus Roman versus Erick Rowan. There were a couple of segments in there that told some pretty good story in there. Even the AJ Lee and the versus the Bellas was an okay match. So I'll go with a straight B for my score for the tonight. Now I could talk about my TLC pay-per-view predictions. I'll start off with the pre-show match, which is Dolph Ziggler versus Fandango, and for this, I expect Dolph Ziggler to win because I think, Fandango, even though he's caught up a couple losses lately, I think Dolph Ziggler can use this win more, and probably he'll be the next guy to go for either Big E's belt or for one of the big title belts, and also could see Dolph Ziggler being the guy who wins the Royal Rumble this year. I think it would go very good for him in being, probably the guy that faces one of the big guys, or they do something where his Royal Rumble win goes up against one of the other guys and he loses or something like that, which even still would give him a big space in the main event. So so yeah, I think Dolph Ziggler is going to win there. So for the main event card, not main event card, but the pay-per-view itself, two matches that haven't been announced, but I'm for sure they're going to be on the pay-per-view. Miz and Kofi Kingston probably is going to be on the pay-per-view, and with that match, I want Kofi Kingston to win, but I see the Miz winning here. I think they're going to try to push the Miz as a heel, and they're probably going to put him against Big E, and that's where I think they're going to go with that. So I predict the Miz is going to win here, even though I don't want him to win. After that, I also see them putting what's their names? Xavier Woods and Brodus Clay in a match together at the pay-per-view. And if that happens, I see Xavier Woods winning with Brodus Clay doing the full heel turn and you know getting away from that team. So if that match does happen, which I highly see happening, that's what I think is going to happen. For the first match, I can start talking about. We got a Fatal 4-Way tag team match with Rhodes Brothers, Real Americans, Ryback, and the team I call Biggie Smalls, which is Rey Mysterio and Big Show. For this match, I see the Rhodes Brothers retaining the belts, and the reason why is I think it's a good idea to close the year out with them holding the belts, and I think that's what's going to happen. And I think probably at Royal Rumble or sometime next year, the Real Americans will end up getting the belts and taking it off from there to further on the tag team division. But I see the Rhodes Brothers winning this match. Next match we can talk about is the Divas match, which is Natalya versus AJ Lee. I see AJ Lee losing. I see Natalya winning the belt to get the belt off of AJ Lee. And they're probably going to push AJ Lee back into the division more. We're not going to see her for a while. And what I wanted to talk about here was that somebody said in a podcast I was listening to that it seems like AJ Lee has been, in a way, jobbing to the other divas so they can get more fame onto them. You know, she hasn't been wrestling that much in her matches. She's been doing mostly rest holds and chin locks and stuff like that, and sleeper holds in her matches. And a girl that we know can really wrestle is basically submitted to doing skipping and, you know, just showing her ass and stuff. Not ass literally, but, you know, just showing her ego in the whole match and doing nothing to basically, you know, job to other girls to try to get them over. And I think it's a main problem because our champion doesn't look strong at all. Our Divas champion just looks like somebody who is weak compared to the other girls, but yet still gets cheered more than the other girls. And I know that they're doing this because the other girls aren't getting no cheers and they need their faces to get cheers. Meanwhile, while AJ Lee's getting all the cheers. So they're trying to do as much as they can to make AJ Lee basically look like nothing, so the other girls can get the cheers and other girls can try to get over, which is bullshit to me. Because if they can't get over on their own, then that's their problem. But like I said, I see Natalya winning this match to get the belt off of AJ Lee, which I think is a good thing because I think AJ Lee can go and try to either build her character back up and, you know, hopefully do something else with her. And, you know, I don't know what they're going to do with AJ Lee because they want to keep her as a heel, but it seems like she's getting most of the cheers and stuff like that. So either it's a face run that's going to go next for her, or I don't know. It just makes me upset because I really like AJ Lee and I think she's a really good wrestler and she's one of the best divas on the mic right now in the whole industry as it goes. Another match we can talk about is, let's see, we have the Fatal 4-Way, we have the AJ Lee match. Okay, the Intercontinental Championship match with Big E Langston versus Damien Sandow. And I see Big E Langston retaining the belt here. I don't think Damien Sandow is going to retain the belt. I mean, isn't going to win the belt here. As much as I think Damien Sandow deserves a title run in some shape or form, I think that Big E can keep going with this and stuff like that, and it'll be better used in Big E's hand, especially as him being one of the only faces with a belt right now. Not one of the only faces, but like one of the only new and upcomer guys that they can use as a face right now. Let's see. So yeah, I see Big E retaining the belt. Next we can talk about Daniel Bryan versus the Wyatt family. And here I see the Wyatt family winning, or I kind of hope the Wyatt family wins. Yeah, I'll pick the Wyatt family. I think the Wyatt family can use a win, and I think Daniel Bryan can suffer a loss. and also you can play with how he loses and stuff like that, and not have it be a straight up loss. Something that puts the Wyatt family over, but also makes Daniel Bryan still look strong. So yeah, I see the Wyatt family winning here in a pretty good match. I can see. Next, we can talk about the Shield versus CM Punk. To tell you the truth, I see the Shield winning, but CM Punk either almost coming out with the win or something happening to further put a nail in the coffin of the Shield. I see CM Punk losing here with the Shield gaining a win, but with the Shield, kind of getting something that happens to, say, oh, you fucked us over a little bit, or you fucked me over from getting this win. But yeah, I see the Shield winning here, and both Daniel Bryan and CM Punk losing. So yeah, I see the Shield winning as well here. I don't know if there's any other match I could talk about besides the main event, but fuck it, let's go on to the main event because this video's been going on for 20 minutes already. So for the main event, John Cena versus Randy Orton for the WWE title and the World title, and for the Undisputed match and the TLC match. It's three ways this could go. John Cena wins, Randy Orton wins, or both of them just pulling down a belt each. And to tell you the truth, I think that the WWE are done with having both of those belts on the show. And I see John Cena winning here. I see John Cena winning the title. And they're moving on to probably WrestleMania with a triple threat match or something like that, with John Cena, Randy Orton, and Daniel Bryan for the belt at WrestleMania. I don't see Randy Orton winning this belt here. I think the company is kind of done with Randy Orton because he's not getting the pop that they want him to get. John Cena still gets half and half like he's always done, but Randy Orton's not getting anything right now, and I think they're moving on from him. So yeah, I see John Cena winning here. And yeah, those are my predictions. Like I said, I give SmackDown a B tonight, probably B minus. I'll give it a straight up B at the most. A lot of stuff brought it down from the A it could have gotten, but it's whatever. It was a pretty good show, taking out all the main events type stuff that happened. But yeah, it was a pretty good show. So yeah, I'll catch you Sunday for TLC. You can find me online at BigChris145 or Compton Animator. I'm working on animations to put in these videos and stuff like that, so that should be coming soon. And yeah, find my Tumblr. All my links are down in the description. So yeah, peace.